This video is an excerpt from our April 1st EIDL chatter, idle chatter. See what Linda Ray did there? This video discusses the obstacles that the Small Business Administration is putting in your path to run your business. Obstacles such as requiring you to pay back some or all of the loan if you want to do basic business operations. Obstacles like no relief if you're having cash flow issues because they've canceled the hardship program. After you've watched the video, if you have questions about how the COVID EIDL is impacting your business and you need advice on strategies to move forward with your business, you can book a 1-hour consultation call with me through April 30th. We've opened our calendar for paid consultation calls yet again. If you want to do that now, you can click on the link in the description. And as always, if you could, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Tell YouTube that this information is important to you so that YouTube will share this with other small business owners with COVID EIDLs, just like you. The simple and necessary and basic business operations, such as going to a bank and getting a loan when you already have a COVID pandemic loan. Or you want to sell some of your business assets to raise cash for either survival or for growth, and you have a COVID EIDL. Or a basic business operation where you want to buy out the business partner, and that business partner wants to ride off into the sunset and take some cash out of the business that they helped you and maybe other partners to build into something successful. And now it is time for that person, they want to move on with their life and they want to take some cash out of the business. But the business has a COVID EIDL from the SBA. Or a basic business operation like bringing in an equity investor to infuse cash into your business because the investor sees an opportunity of the viability and the success of your business, and they believe in you and they see your value and they understand that they can invest some money and get a return on that investment. Isn't that what we believe in terms of basic capitalistic principles? But the business has a COVID EIDL. Or a basic business operations where you run into a cash flow issue, where until March 19th, 2 weeks ago, you could request lower payments on your COVID EIDL for 6-month increments to help you manage cash flow. Whether you had already recovered from the pandemic and you've encountered some new challenges in your business, or maybe it's just a matter of managing cash flow because you are expanding your business, which makes you a better member of the small business community, a better taxpayer because you'll be paying more taxes. You'll be hiring more people who will also pay more taxes and buy more stuff in the American economy. And yet, because the SBA canceled the hardship accommodation program, which allowed you to reduce those payments, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place because you got a COVID EIDL. Or, and I see David mentions this, where he says he was denied twice for a disaster loan. And if you got a COVID economic injury disaster loan and your business is impacted by a natural disaster, a drought, a tornado, floods, wildfires, hurricane, any number of declared natural disasters that impact your business, either with physical damage or inability to pay operating expenses due to loss of revenue from the disaster, and you apply for a disaster loan, you may be shut down completely because of some issue with your COVID EIDL. And in our experience, sometimes those issues are made up out of the imaginary, fantastical thinking of some bureaucrat behind the scene who flagged your file for something really stupid, and they don't even tell you what it is. The SBA essentially requires that a small business that obtained a COVID EIDL that's repaying that loan right now, that the SBA requires that that small business, in order to undertake pretty much any of these basic business operations, that business undertake something called monetary consideration in order to get the United States government, the U.S. Small Business Administration, to approve that requested transaction. Sale of assets, borrowing money from another bank, buying out a business partner, bringing in an equity investor, and on. This screenshot you see, this is from one of the many SBA forms that you're required to fill out. In this case, it's a request for assumption, where the business owner wants to sell the business to someone else. That business or business owner or potential business owner has to qualify for the loan on their own and fill out all kinds of forms, of which the application for assumption is one of these. And right there, in the middle of the form, which we've highlighted for your reference, monetary consideration may be required to approve this application. What does that mean? It means that the SBA says to you, oh, so you want to buy out your partner and your partner is getting $300,000 cash in their hand? No. That's not allowed. It doesn't matter that business partner has been there for 22 years and built this up and is now retiring or wants to move on and open a different business and do something else to contribute to the American economy. No. You got a COVID loan, and internally at the SBA, they consider the COVID loan to be short-term working capital, and you've got to pay back. You can't get that $300,000. No. Wait, you want to sell assets? Like the music producer that we assisted 2 years ago to sell part of his publishing catalog? And the SBA forced him to repay the entire COVID loan from the cash, from the proceeds of the sale of those assets. This is what the Small Business Administration has done bureaucratically to impede your ability to make smart, efficient, improving decisions for your small business. So I've already had this ongoing outrage about this bureaucratic nonsense. And let me tell you, having processed these transactions and processing some right now for some of our clients, this bureaucracy does not make it easy. And you know whose fault it is? It's the fault of your United States Congress. All of this with paying off some or all of the loan just so you can undertake a basic business operation, on top of this bureaucratic process of submitting documents, submitting supporting documents, submitting SBA forms that if you don't fill them out completely, if you miss to check off that box or enter the correct ownership percentage or misspell a name or put in a wrong address or whatever, it's excruciating. And just that process alone can lead to a brick wall where nothing gets done on your request and you find yourself between a rock and a hard place. And now, with the cancellation of the hardship accommodation program,
Oh boy.
I don't know if you heard Linda Ray. She's off camera, but it's a pretty decent microphone. You want to say that louder? Now, with the cancellation of the hardship accommodation program,
Oh boy. Terrible.
not only has SBA now made it impossible for small business owners to navigate cash flow issues and participate in lower payments for 6-month periods while they repay this debt, a debt that many folks continue to tell us they didn't want to take in the first place, but they were forced to take it in order for their business to survive a global, devastating viral disease that killed over 500,000 Americans. But for those borrowers also who are maintaining their payments, folks who come into our comments here on YouTube would tell us all the time, I've been paying on time, but I have a question about doing this or doing that. Those folks can't even catch a break with the SBA just to undertake basic business operations. I hope you found this video helpful, and please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel with notifications so that you can be notified when we post more videos like this. We strive to provide you with accurate, useful, and timely information that you need to navigate the SBA's often complicated processes, especially when you have a COVID EIDL and you are trying to manage repayments or just trying to run your business and certain aspects of your business operations might be impacted by the COVID EIDL loan agreement requirements. As always, if you would take a moment to like and subscribe, that would be a big help. And if you want to book a 1-hour paid consultation call with me and pick my brains and get my advice on what you can do to manage your COVID EIDL pandemic loan, click on the link in the description. Our calendar is open only for the month of April. And if you want to just DIY and do it yourself, you can purchase our EIDL Resource Hub by clicking on the link in the description. The EIDL Resource Hub is currently priced so that you can obtain the guidebook as it stands now, but also as we publish the new updates in the coming weeks through April 30th, you will get those updates for free at today's price. But once we publish those updates, the price of the EIDL Resource Hub will increase dramatically, because the Resource Hub, after we publish the updates, will include access to a private playlist of instructional videos where I explain different aspects of the guidebook to help guide you through the guiding that you need with everything that's SBA, because SBA makes everything more complicated than it has to be, and boy, you need that guidebook.